Good morning. Welcome to the East Brandywine Township Board of Supervisors. It's Thursday, October 21st for our regular meeting. We'll be opening the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we have a special guest who will be leading.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Moving on to public comments for agenda items. Ms. Dawson. This is your presentation for the trail marking at the community park?
Yes.
Great.
Do you want to put it in presentation?
Sure. I'm looking to see if the
Okay.
mouse is moving, and I don't see it. I'm going to go over do it on that end.
Okay.
Must have a dead battery.
Thank you. So, good evening. I'm Rachel Dawson, and currently I'm a junior at Owen J. Roberts High School. I'm a member of Senior Girl Scout Troop 41330, and I'm working on my Gold Award. Today, I am bringing to you the idea of trail markers at East Brandywine Community Park. I know my family and I have always loved walking, biking, and the community days at the park. But the one thing missing from our park is trail markers. Okay. So as we well know, our park has 3 information kiosks, which I have designated as a natural starting point for the markers. In phase 1, I'm planning a total of 6 markers, one saying start and finish in red and yellow. Here, I have this as well if you want to see a bigger version. One saying the mileage for the 2 different trails I have created. Both are saying the mileage. Then the mileage near.
Can I, if you're comfortable, can you remove your mask?
Oh,
We
yeah.
do allow the speakers.
Okay.
And I think it would help everybody to hear what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Rachel.
Okay. So I'm planning a total of 6 markers, one saying start and finish in red and yellow, and one saying the mileage for the 2 different trails I've created. Both are placed near the information kiosks. The next 2 will be placed at the intersections by the Allison Pavilion, one being an arrow in red going around field 3, and one being an arrow in yellow going towards fields 4A/4B. The final 2 markers will be both placed in the direction going around fields 4A and 4B. Then, similar in phase 1, phase 2 will also have 6 markers, one saying start and finish in blue and white, and one saying the mileage for the 2 different trails. Both of these would be placed near the information kiosk near the parking. The next one will be placed in the direction of field 2, being a blue and white arrow. 2 would then be placed at the fork intersection behind the Lammy field, one being a blue arrow going up towards the Bond Pavilion, and the second being a white arrow going down towards alongside Dilworth Road. The final marker in phase 2 would be at the 1A to 1C fields heading back towards the information kiosk, which would be a white arrow. And then finally in phase 3, I plan on having 2 markers, the first saying start in orange by the Craft Pavilion and the information kiosk there. The last marker would say finish with its mileage. It would be placed on the other side of the parking lot by field 3 at that T intersection. Okay. And so then working on this project with me is Krista Carlson, a local stone engraver who has done many things for the park. Together we have come up with the sample engraving of what some of the stones would look like, and then you can see up there. And also if you wanted this is what the arrows would look like. So this would then be like an example of the white and blue trail. And the next to the sample marking is the color combination. So there was the white and blue, and then red and yellow, and then just the plain orange. And then as for keeping the trail markers in the ground, I've come up with multiple people the idea of putting this, so digging a hole about 4 inches deep and then putting this piece in the ground, and then these two nails, I think they're called, in the ground to hold in the cement, and then this is to hold the stone in, if you can picture that. And then it will be flush, so the mowing will go nicely. And as I have been working with Krista, she has given me an estimated cost of $300 after meeting previously with Sandy and Dave. They have offered bricks that have been used in a previous project, so no further cost would be needed with them. And I have created a timeline of when I imagine goals will be met with this project. As you can see, that I have already gained the park committee's approval, and then today I'm speaking with all of you, with the supervisors. And then from there, in November, December, I plan on getting the Girl Scout Council's approval after I get all of your approvals. And then once that is completed, I plan to start engraving with Krista and painting the bricks in the winter of this year, and then placing the bricks of the spring of 2022. And that's it. Thank you.
Good, like that.
So Rachel, I heard you say $300. Is that cost to you, or is that something that you can take donations for?
I can take donations.
Because as a board member, I would love to donate to your cause, and I think it would be fantastic if you were to send some literature or something, so how we can get you a check, because I would love to donate to your cause.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I can work on that. What do you mean? Like,
It's just something simple. The way we can get a check to you, the
Okay.
address to send it, anything that you could do to get it, to make it streamlined. But I think, your presentation was fantastic, and the effort you put into this is second to none. I see all the accolades on your vest there, so that says enough that I need to know.
Thank you.
What is the cost of the 300s, just to clarify, because it seems like confusion? Who's that going to?
The cost, it's going to Krista and her
What I thought.
time and work into the engraving process,
Right.
because it has to be engraved, and then the cost for
Right.
that and the
The bricks
time.
are already
The
being
bricks-
used from a previous
Yes, so-
site, so it's taking care of Krista's
Engraving
costs.
cost
Right.
and the paint. and
Okay, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that is something that can be,
Yeah.
if the manager says we can proceed with it, I think the board would be okay with making that donation too, for making.
I think it could come either out of general or Parks and Rec fund.
Well, first of all, let me say thank you for your presentation. Let me just clarify what you're asking the board to do this evening. Are you asking for approval to put these signs in the park, or are you also asking for an allocation of funding from the township?
I'm kind of looking for both, more so the approval of the supervisors, but if you would be willing to donate some money, that would be great. But it's not. It's not.
Okay.
Parks and Rec had recommended, it looks like it's approved.
Parks and Rec heard a similar presentation and gave approval to proceed with a presentation to the board, and that included a recommendation that Ms. Dawson be allowed to install the signage. Since you did ask, I would like an opportunity to ask if our roadmaster, who will have the perpetual maintenance of this, has any questions for Ms. Dawson.
No, I don't. I spoke to her grandfather the other day, and we agreed to everything, and I think it's a really good idea. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. So, yeah, are you okay with her proceeding? Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Wagner?
Just a quick statement.
Yeah.
Ms. Dawson, Mike Wagner, Trails Committee. If you could come to our November meeting and give the same presentation, I would appreciate it.
Okay.
We're in the process of putting together our goals for next year, and wayfinding from the east to west Brandywine Trail is something that we're looking at. Community Park is a linchpin in that, so we want to make sure that what you're doing will work with the signs that we're proposing and trying to put forward. So if you'd like to come and present us, we'd appreciate that.
That was it.
Are you, I guess I'm just trying to clarify, are you saying you want to see if that would fit into what you're doing?
We want to make sure that what she is doing will work with what we're doing.
Right.
That way there's no confusion when you get to the park and you know you need to go one way as opposed to a loop.
Okay, are you suggesting then that we not approve it this evening until you see it, or what?
No, we had talked about this before within that park, trying to give somebody something to do and also
Okay.
some mileage within that. I think it's a great idea.
Okay.
And we can work with what she has. We just want to make sure that the kiosks and the routes will work with the signage that we're trying to propose.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm okay with, if you guys okay, we're okay with, you know, the donation to make it whole for $300 as well as minus, you know, whatever else. And then we're okay for you to go ahead and proceed with your timeline. And
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rachel.
Thank you.
good job, Rachel.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you want
Yes.
to make a motion really quick? Sorry. Sorry. Do you want to make a motion, because it wasn't, we didn't vote on the motion, just for the sake of an argument?
Sure. Well, yeah, sure. You want to make a motion just to.
On both the approval and the amount? Okay. I'll make a motion then that we accept Rachel's presentation and approve trail markings going into the community park, as well as the expenditure of $300 that goes towards the engraver's costs.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And Bruce?
Good evening. I just have a quick question on the next week, the 28th, you're having a budget meeting. I'm not sure what time it is for the township. Is that a public meeting or is it a closed meeting?
Public meeting.
And will we, the public, get to see that document before the meeting starts, or can we get a hold of that? Since we didn't have a committee this year, we had just basically had the supervisors and Luke doing it. I think it would be nice for the residents, the ones who want to see it, could look at it and make any comments on the 28th.
Mr. Chairman, I can address that if you, the board themselves have not yet seen the line item budget. So I have not completed that project. Is an element of my report. I've promised it to them by Sunday.
Okay.
So I'll be working on it this weekend.
Okay.
So will it then be, once it's done Sunday, will it then be somewhere where the public can look at it prior to next Thursday's
Sure.
meeting?
There's nothing in it that is not a public record.
Okay.
Okay, thank you,
it'll be
that's all I had.
Yep, no problem. Thank you, Bruce. Moving on to the approval of the October 7th board meeting minutes.
I have one change, Lisa, to the minutes. It's minor. It's just the fact that the meeting started at 7:30 rather, 7:30 a.m. rather than 8:30 p.m. That was my only change to the minutes. Okay? I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of October 7th.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Moving on to the treasurer's report, authorize the payment of bills.
Yeah, I had a chance previously to look at all the checks and expenditures. You guys all looked? You want me to make a motion?
Sure.
Make a motion to accept the treasurer's report and the authorization to pay those bills.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Move on to the Township Manager's reports, the Building Inspector's report, Township Roadmaster's report, the Police Department's report, and the Fire Company's report. Are we going to go through, you want to go through yours, Luke?
There's only one element that I'd like to read aloud, and that has to do with the hours for Halloween.
Sure.
All right, well, I wish everybody a safe and happy Halloween. Halloween in East Brandywine Township will be from 6 to 8 p.m. on Sunday, October 31st. I would have no objection to the rest of my report just being accepted as a consent agenda item.
Okay. Matt, the Roadmasters, do you have anything?
I just have a brief thing on Hurricane Ida. The department has completed most of the work on damage from Hurricane Ida. There were numerous places where creeks crested the road, causing erosion. Most of those areas are repaired. The exception is Old Horseshoe Pike, which remains closed due to extreme damage to the culvert. We expect to receive a cost estimate from Pannoni to replace the structure, and we also anticipate some of the costs being covered by the FEMA relief. I did not include the work order, which I have in the previous meetings, because of little change in that. Most of those items are complete.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Chief, you have anything? I'm good. You good? Okay. Joe?
Good evening. East Brandywine Fire Company report. For the month, we had 59 total incidents, 41 fire calls, 18 medical calls. In East Brandywine Township, we had 19 fire calls, 11 medical calls. We used 192 gallons of East Brandywine fuel. We averaged 12 firefighters in attendance for each fire call. We had 3 training sessions with 26 personnel in attendance, which is phenomenal. It's been a busy month. We were at Brandywine Wallace Elementary School for 2 days with fire prevention. We were at Hopewell Preschool for 2 days of fire prevention. We serviced the AED and gave in-service on the AED at Learning Experience. We attended the fall event in the park with Trunk or Treat with the fire department, and we continue to live out of one room in our firehouse. So, but again, please stop down and see the progress, because it's getting better every day, and they hope to have us under roof within the next couple weeks.
Like I always ask, what's the completion date as of now? May what?
May 1st.
Okay.
Thank you. The approval of the August 4th Planning Commission meetings we'll do separately, but do I have a motion to go ahead and approve all the rest of the reports?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the township managers, building inspectors, roadmasters, police department, and fire department reports.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And then is the approval of the August 4th, 2021 Planning Commission meeting minutes?
Make them, so moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Old business, permission to accept proposal for Aspen Drive pipelining. Matt?
Thank you. In August of last year, Cedarville Engineering Group completed an Aspen Drive pipe assessment. This assessment recommended lining of the stormwater pipes located within the township right-of-way. The existing pipes are corrugated metal and are in various stages of decay. We have received 2 proposals for lining 519 lineal feet of 18-inch pipe. The first is from Mr. Rehab of Mechanicsburg, PA, and the second is from Sewer and Water Evaluation and Rehabilitation Procedures, also known as SWRP. I respectfully request the board accept the proposal from Mr. Rehab of Mechanicsburg for $49,396.75 to line approximately 519 lineal feet of 18-inch corrugated pipe. And both those proposals are included with my package.
Matt, for the record, I think you should note it was almost $10,000 higher
Yeah,
for
what
the,
was the second?
for the second one.
Where was that at?
Yes.
It was $58,655.
Okay, yep.
Okay. And this does not include all of the pipes in Aspen Drive. It only includes the worst. So we're going to do the worst first.
Okay. All right. You guys
I
have
have no,
any questions?
I have no
Any questions?
further questions. I'll make a motion to accept the proposal for Aspen Drive pipelining for 49,000 plus.
I'm sorry, 1 second, Matt, just real quick. I didn't see in,
Yeah.
I didn't see a quantity specified in sewer and water evaluations. Did he give you a verbal on that? Because he has quantity 1.
Both contractors were provided a amount from our township engineer, so they based their prices off of that.
Because
That.
Mr. Rehab specifies the linear foot price. but-
Yeah,
Okay.
his proposal is much more detailed, and his, I'll say their, not his proposal.
You good, Kyle?
Yep.
Okay, I'll redo the motion, make a motion to accept the bid from Mr. Rehab for a total price of $49,396.75 with respect to Aspen Drive pipelining.
And I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Moving on to new business, the appointment of Becky Corbin to the East Brandywine Townships Foundation.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Before you is an application of resident Becky Corbin to join the East Brandywine Township Foundation 501c3 nonprofit. At this time, I'd respectfully ask the board appoint her to the vacant position.
So moved. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Luke. Now we have to consider Resolution 7 of 2021, the amendment of the employee handbook for East Brandywine Township employees.
Yeah, this is me again. We live in some strange times. COVID has created a situation where, unfortunately, the events commemorating the passing of our loved ones can be some distance from the event itself. And so this evening, I'm proposing that the board consider adopting an amendment to our employee handbook that would allow for bereavement leave being used outside of 30 days after the passing of a loved one, if the event is delayed due to the pandemic. So there's just 2 new lines in what I'm proposing, and that is that bereavement leave is to be used within 30 days of the passing of the loved one, with the exception of events that may happen outside of that time period. I think it's a necessary clarification and a sad sign of the times.
So let me understand, then the previous policy indicated that if you didn't take it within 30 days, you lost it.
No, the previous policy had no clarity on a time range in which it could be used.
Okay.
And so I want
It
for...
was open-ended, totally open-ended.
Exactly. And the presumption being that most of the events in our culture related to death happen in the first 2 weeks after someone passes.
So you've got the bereavement days regardless of when you use them.
Well, I'm not proposing additional bereavement days.
No, no, I'm saying the same. It's just you can use them within your time frame.
For events related to the passing of the individual, many months later,
Right.
if that is necessary.
Okay, that's all. I understand it. No further questions by me, Chairman.
Yeah, I think obviously going forward, I have no problem, but I think, obviously we have situations that have occurred with COVID in the past, so we have to be concerned with that as well. So, but going forward, I have no problem.
Okay. I'll make a motion to accept Resolution 7, 2021, which amends the employee handbook for East Brandywine Township employees.
No second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on, we have public comment on non-agenda items. All right, and as far as notices, we had an executive session was held on October 14th to discuss legal matters. The budget workshop will be held on October 28th, 6:30 PM. And another executive session was held on October 20th to discuss legal matters. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much.